Welcome, Saturday crew. So many of y'all here early. Thank you. We are doing something a little bit different. I want to do this for a while, guys. I want to do a Saturday, well, not necessarily a Saturday stream, but I want to do a stream where we go over some horror shit, where we just embrace ourselves with analog horror. And I've been trying to figure out a way to do it. Is there still an echo? The echo should be fixed now. Is there still an echo? Yo, Hypno, thank you for the raid, brother. Truly appreciate it. Thank you, Hypno. Thank you. Much appreciated. Alright, looks like the echo's fixed. Perfect. Gang, Vita Carnis. Vita Carnis came out about 3 years ago. It is still ongoing, and it sort of blew up in the analog horror scene. As much analog horror as I've consumed, I've never before actually partook in Vita Carnis. I know nothing about it. Saran's been trying to get me to watch for ages. So, we're going to do it. Going forward every Saturday, usually after Circle of Jerks, because there's no Circle of Jerks for a couple weeks. So, you know what? Let's just get right into it. Alright, video talks about shows. I don't know this part of it. Gore, flashing lights, violence, death. Oh, that's A-okay. Let me make this webcam smaller. Alright, classified material. Federal law provides severe civil and criminal penalties for the unauthorized viewing of this footage. Any reproduction, distribution, or display of this video is prohibited. The possession of this footage may lead to an investigation and detention if released from custody. Alrighty, let's go.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared.
Okay, so we've got a nature documentary style, but out the gate we've got new life forms. And yeah, that's what these analog. For those of you that don't know what analog horror is or are new to it, like it presents itself. Well, usually what it attempts to do, and the ones that I've seen, the ones I think the best, present themselves as real. This is real horror. This is stuff that's been covered up via the government, or has been lost to time. A lot of times it's analog horror because it's usually predates the digital age. So it's set in like usually the 60s through the 90s before the internet truly connected everyone. So apparently at some point new species occurred.
All around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself. That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life.
Okay, so National Living Meat Research. This is some sort of like PSA for the general public from this. First of all, we know this is a government organization with a name like that. National Living Meat Research, such a generic ass name. This ain't a private company. This is a government institution. All right.
First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much.
Okay. So, across the globe, the 30s. That's fucking shocking. How many? So it seems like it's not really slowed down. All right.
Debate on what these newcomers are and where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity? From what our scientists have discovered, no.
All right, so it just occurred to me. So let's go back to this graph for a moment. Let's go back to this graph. Because listen to the music. The music sounds very old-timey. That's going on in the background. And the graph stops like we're not at the 60s yet. So I imagine this takes place sometime, it looks like in the early 50s. All right, so if this is, I was about to say, what do you mean? They've eradicated Earth, or they've come here to eradicate Earth, or are they demons? Well, they've had 20 years to do it, and they're doing a shit job because you still have all this technology and whatnot. But all right, so it looks like we're taking place in the early 50s.
Much debate on what these newcomers are and where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity? From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home. What these creatures are.
So are they like, they're of Earth, and I was given a spoiler, but I don't know that spoiler is correct. It's the one and only spoiler I know about this. But saying they're of Earth contradicts.
Are as mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones. They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis. The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat.
Alright, so these scavengers. Alright, so yeah, made of muscles, organs, and bones, greatly resemble mammals without skin or raw meat. So when they say no raw meat, so I assume it means on the outside, they look like muscles. Muscles, organs, bones. God, that's weird. They consume organic material, mainly flesh of other animals. But he said decaying organic material, so they're scavengers. So hypothetically, if you're in a room with one of these, you'd be relatively safe. I mean, because you're still alive. Yo, shout out! Thank you so much, Jake. Thank you so much. I will do all clips and stuff at like what seems to be various breaks, because I don't want to break the flow of the horror. But thank you very much, brother.
Including their Carnis relatives. The Carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the crawl. The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in, the only difference being the...
Oh, I can't read. It says the crawl anatomy. Damn, I can't read what that says. Is there a... Oh, I can't zoom.
Dark red coloration.
Is there a way to zoom on? Alright, quality's good. Shit, I wish I knew what that said.
These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries.
Oh, see, in the picture earlier, I thought this was a gas mask. Now that we see it zoomed in, oh, dude, that's fucking gnarly. Again, if it's set in the 60s, so much of this would be hand-drawn. I'm liking this.
And other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter.
Process. That looks like it says organ. Process organ, maybe? Damn, I'm sure there's lore here, but I can't get it.
Matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces.
Nope. Hold on. We go back. We analyzing all this, baby. We analyzing all
organic
this.
Material and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces.
All right. Photographed by Anonymous. Photographed by Bear Macabre. Well, these are like recent though, so maybe it's not set in the 50s because these photos look recent, and that dude's using what would be known as like an internet screen name. Bear Macabre. Photographed by Spite of Artemis. Alright, so this doesn't take place in the 50s then, even though the graph stopped at the 50s. I mean, unless it's like some lore-breaking stuff. I imagine this is too well thought out to be lore-breaking. This has got like millions of views.
Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means. Using a sophisticated form of
Alright. Processes solar energy into chemical energy. Alright, perfect. Finally, something I was allowed to read. Bro, you know it's been written by a fucking doctor. You know this is written by a doctor because it looks like a goddamn child wrote it. Alright, so we got the sun beams down. It looks like it's doing a photosynthesis type thing. It's absorbing process solar energy. And it, I don't know, do plants use what's called chemical energy when they do photosynthesis, or is that something unique to this?
Photosynthesis. The dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth. Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world.
Wait. One section was black for a moment there.
It thrives in almost all types of environments.
Alright. And then this turned red after. And then we've got some white, some brown. So there's like it looks like limited pockets where it isn't.
Environments, easily allowing it to spread across.
All right, see that? All right, the black's gone, so it's spread. Still got the gray, the brown and white up there.
Across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem.
Photographed by Esther. Yeah, again, this don't look like no 50s house. I mean, this looks like something out of the 80s at this point.
Has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to
Yeah, but what happens? Do animals eat it at all?
all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on
Okay, so the plants feed on the compost, then animals eat the plants, which has it in it, and this is obviously it's got to be a negative.
increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage. Because of the
I
supernatural...
assume like fertilizer for if it breaks down naturally into compost, I imagine it would be great fertilizer. So humans use it for fertilizer. We use it on our farms. Crops grow, and then when people eat the crops, that's There's also so Esther's clearly a reoccurring character. They're taking these, so they've got to be some sort of like journalist or government agent, I would imagine.
rate of growth and its richness in nutrients.
Wait, something's happened there?
Because of the supernatural rate of growth.
Oh, hold on. We saw some splicage. Hold on. So we're gonna. Let's see. I know there's a way to. Oh no! I skipped too far ahead. All right, hold on.
Consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads to an
You
environment.
hold shift to do it by. Nope, that's 5 seconds. I'm trying to remember how is it control? Nope, that's wrong. I don't want to be spoiled. Shit. I'm trying to remember how to move second by second. Yeah. It's okay, well, it looks like I was right because it looks like they're. All right, hold on. I need to know what that was. I saw that there. I need to know what that was. All right, let's see. Can we? Give me 1 sec. I'm going to check how to move second by second on YouTube because I've forgotten how. There we go. Yeah, frame by frame. Okay. Give me one moment, guys. 'Cause I want to do this. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. All right. All right, that is not helping. You know what? I don't see it, so we're gonna just mess around a bit. All right, try shift forward.
Natural rate
Nope, shit.
of growth.
Ah, see, there it is again. Something happens here. There's clearly something there. All right, that's by 5 seconds. Nope, that's not how you do it. This is really gonna piss me off. See, yeah, you say shifting the arrow keys, but it's moving by 5 seconds when I do that. That's what I've been trying. So it's not shifting the arrow keys. Watching movies at theaters is much less tricky nowadays. All right, let's try. Nope, it's not Alt either. Oh no, what'd I do?
Animals
We will get this. Is the space bar involved?
leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the...
Space bar is to speed it up. So What am I doing? I'm trying to figure out how to go second by second so I can figure out what was in that freeze frame there. There was some sort of freeze frame. It's 5-second adjustment. We can try that. Let's see. Playback speed. I mean, I can change the playback speed, but not. You know what? Yeah, let's just do it that way. Let's change the playback speed so we can just pause at the right time.
Crawl, and the cycle begins again.
Yeah, of course we're trying to do a deep forensic dive because there's shit here that you gotta see.
We're all popular. Huge.
Okay, right here.
Because of
after
the
this photo.
supernatural rate of growth.
Oh, we barely missed it.
Because of the supernatural rate of growth.
Okay, so we got a newspaper clipping. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna go back just a little bit. We're gonna do one more.
Because of the supernatural rate of growth.
Alright, well, it was a newspaper clipping talking about the crawl, but you could tell that it didn't have. There wasn't much I was gonna be able to glean from that anyway. But I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of shit like that throughout the course of this. So this is sharpen my positive. Man, it's harder than you think. These are happening in like frames. It's one frame. Pause the video and scroll with period and comma. Yeah, that's how you do it. Perfect. Thank you. That is how you do it. Period and comma. Appreciate you. All right, radio tower overgrown with crawl. All right, and it's back to the image. Perfect. Thank you.
And its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality.
Okay, so called that.
The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance...
No, fuck that. I'm a pretty adventurous eater. All right, I'm a pretty adventurous eater. I've eaten kangaroo. I've eaten gator. I've eaten shark. I wouldn't eat this, dude. I wouldn't eat this at all. Like, this is mainly because I'm carnivore, and this looks, like a plant. Although it's called Vita Carnis. Maybe I would eat this.
Appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
Is it, they said it's like a mushroom, but do I know that it is a mushroom? Because, I mean, this is all fleshy on the outside. This better not be a goddamn mushroom. Yeah, like a mushroom. It's not a mushroom.
The crawl also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings. The trimmings. Trimmings are small animals.
Alright, trimming anatomy. 77% muscle and fat. This thing's... Dude, look at that fucking face, dude. That has a mean face. Alright, it's got tendrils. I can't tell what this says. This says body is flesh? But I thought they said they didn't really have flesh.
Animals that resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs. All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
So every single one is different? These are like fucking fingerprint creatures?
One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of
large majority of body is flesh.
meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length. No large...
Wait, what? 20 No. That thing said 8 inches?
Meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters.
Fuck that, dude. I see a 8-inch bug crawling at me. That shit's getting stomped. Fuck that. Like, I'm not scared of bugs. But an 8-inch bug? Fuck that.
Meters in length, no larger than a basketball. Its life starts with its separate...
No larger than a basketball, as if that's not massive for a fucking bug.
...from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals.
Nah, man, I live in the Midwest. Look, living in the Midwest, I don't know how it is for the rest of you guys, but in the Midwest, every time you go on the interstate, it does not matter how far you're driving, it is a guarantee you will come across roadkill at least once, whether it be a skunk or a deer or, unfortunately, a cat. You will always see some sort of roadkill. Imagine, dude, if these things are like the size of a basketball and there's a dead deer on the side of the road, like, I imagine armies of these things picking it dry. Yeah, possum's another one, Marty. Oh, dude, just a colony. Man, you just be out exploring the woods and you'll see animal carcasses. That used to happen to me and my boy Cody Fenton all the time when we would hang out because he lived out in the middle of the woods. And then just like an army of these feasting on it. Fuck this world, dude.
Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened. Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally.
Yeah, but if that's the case, like, it's eating all this dead shit, and then it gets picked off by, let's say, a fox or something. That can't be healthy for the fox. You're eating something that eats decomposing material. Like, that can't be healthy.
Its population would eventually die out. This is not the case.
Whoa, hold on.
The population would eventually die out. This is not.
Alright, we going back. Mass trimming infestation. Estimated 400 plus trimmings gathered under a large abandoned satellite dish. The reasons are, it looks like it says unknown to why this is, I was going to say, the case. Alright, so they're gathered under a satellite dish. Does that mean they also feed off of energy? Like,
Is not the case. The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has...
Alright, photographed by Anonymous. Oh, dude! Look, he's in an attic. Like an attic or something. Imagine you gotta go up to get your Christmas decorations, bro. It's it's November. It's time to decorate the house. You go up to grab your box of, like, ornaments and the little angel and shit. And you just see this ugly motherfucker up there skittering around. Nah, dude. Man, I was one time helping a dude fix his roof. And so we were in the attic doing some roofing and shit. And there was just the skeletal remains of a bird. And I about fucking threw up. I don't handle dead animals well, dude. I handle dead people fine. I've never been at a fucking funeral and been, like, creeped out or anything. I don't mind seeing dead bodies. But dead animals, dude, that fucks with me. Now you see something that's got, like, no skin. It all looks like flesh and muscle. It's got these glowing eyes. And it's skittering around in your roof. Dude, fuck every bit of that.
Even considered them pests, due to them digging through trash bins and making it...
Alright, photographed by, who is Vanti?
Excessive noise at night. Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets.
Who the fuck would keep something like this as a pet? Like, look at it. No, there is nothing. There's some things that are, like, so ugly that are cute. Like a pug, dude. A pug is so ugly it's cute. Like, I would never have a pug for a pet. I find them annoying. But I can see the appeal. This is not okay.
And relatively
It's squishy, gross. Yeah, feeding would be easy, you're right.
Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
Okay, hold on. Well, there was something there, but also, aren't all snakes meat snakes? Okay, so yeah, it looks like that's literally only one frame. During the travels in one of their blank, a great storm struck. It was so powerful, it swayed the boat, the royal family, something, and pushed the prince out and into the sea. What the fuck does this have to do with what we're talking about? We just got some random storybook entry. But again, stuff like this is... like anyone that knows like analog horror, when they splice things in like this, there's always a reason. We just got some random little fairy tale dead prince story while talking about... when you're done with documentary, I can explain some of the lore stuff that doesn't make much sense. No, I don't know if I want the explanation, because there'll be more to go over. Like... maybe. I want to figure out as much as I can by myself, though.
The meat snake. The meat snake is a worm-like creature made of a...
Alright, I can see the word the. Meat snake. Can't tell what that is. That says great. To... Maybe that says reptilian? Maybe? Tongues, environment, and damn, I don't know.
Of types of meat coated in a transparent.
Transparent country, or wait, yeah, transparent coating. Okay, a transparent coating that acts as the brain and nervous system, holds the body together, and contains the preserving fluids to keep the meat and organs from drying or decaying. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the inside. It's literally just like a skeleton. So it's basically this thing's got like a meaty, fleshy exoskeleton. Gross.
Skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only...
Photographed by unknown. Alright, so it's about the size of a penny. Gross, they're using a Canadian penny, but a penny nonetheless.
A few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters.
What? 16 feet? Dude, that's like... I don't know, that's 2.5 foot. That's 2 dudes and a Kata tall. That's 2 men and a Kata tall. Well, yeah, bigger than Kata. Kata's like 4 feet. This thing is 4 Katas big.
Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
Nope, hold on. You know the drill. Alright, where was it? We're going frame by frame, guys. We're going frame by frame, because we know y'all saw that too.
Or plague. It can greatly surpass this length.
Alright, we're closer now, though. We're closer. Fucking YouTube. Come on, frame by frame. There it is. No, there had to be something else there. It couldn't just be distortion, right? There it is. Okay. Largest meat snake ever discovered. During a sweep of underground sediments made during the war. I wonder what war they're talking about, because these guys showed up in the 30s. All these creatures showed up in the 30s, and they continued to grow. So the war could be World War II. Could be the Korean War. I guess depending on when, maybe even Vietnam. Maybe it doesn't matter. Anyway, Sediments made during the war. A massive-sized meat snake was discovered. Man, I really just said on my channel a massive-sized meat snake. Yo, what the fuck? Stuck inside an underground railway, I think is what that says. The beast was measured a total of 40 meters in length. Hold on, 40 meters. That's like 120 feet, right? 40 meters is like 120 feet, isn't it? Am I doing my math correct off the top of my dome? It is believed the bodies gathered during the war were fed to this creature, causing it to reach an unbelievable size, and then everything's redacted in this as cult activity. So now we got motherfuckers that worship meat snakes? Dude. I guess it makes sense, though. Like, you got some sort of random fleshy animals that show up on Earth completely out of the blue. There's going to be people that look at this as a, as some sort of, you know, religious prophecy or something.
Please surpass this length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake.
Interesting. So, unlike the, what was it called? Trimmings? Because the trimmings could eat live things like mice and whatnot. This is an only feast on dead flesh. So that's how they were disposing of bodies in the war, or that cult was disposing of bodies. They would kill the person first, you know, sacrifice them or whatnot, then feed the whole ass human body. Meat snake's tongue shares great resemblance to the reptilian snake tongues, being able to feel their environment and collect particles. Yeah, what the fuck is this thing? Yeah, I don't like that at all. Hold on, I need to change this to live chat, not top chat. There we go. Okay.
It locates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby.
So they're blind then, I assume? Like, if they need notify there's, you know, dead shit nearby, are they blind?
This process
I need to sacrifice you to my meat snake is my new pickup line.
shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire...
Okay, but they said these things get up to 16 feet, and that looks like a goddamn caribou or something. Like, ain't no way that this is an accurate representation.
entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin, and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract, and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake. Unsatisfied.
So it doesn't even shit or anything. There's no excretion process. It grows, like, it eats stuff and gets bigger. This is awesome. This is 131 feet. Keep up, bud. Is that what it is? 40 meters would be 131 feet? Thank you.
Factory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted.
Okay, so they do excrete.
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own...
What? These metalhead motherfuckers have skulls that they effectively ride into battle to eat more shit?
skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed. During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years. The meat
28 years later would have been a much better movie if it was dealing with this shit. Like 28 years later, they're dealing with some massive meat snake the size of a subway car. That's fucking dope.
snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating.
So wait, what about, like, it says destruction of the coating. What, is it like a slug, dude? Like, pour some salt on that bitch and it'll kill it? It'll destroy its coating? Do meat snakes eat other meat snakes? That's a good question. I don't know. Do meat snakes eat other meat snakes?
Interestingly, the
what the fuck? Oh, see, there's Esther again. Esther, so, okay. Okay, yeah, Esther absolutely has to be like a journalist or a scientist at this point, because Esther's getting all the good fucking Instagram pics, dude. Esther getting all the good Instagram pics. So I'm curious who Esther is. I doubt it's the narrator. Yeah, salt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think salt. That's my goat right there. Dude, fuck this.
Snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it...
I went from being horrified to, like, did it really just say when the meat snake reaches an excessive size? Like, bro, you know what you did there. Come on. When the meat snake reaches an excessive size? Okay. I think it was Paul. Someone said, where's Pouty earlier? Like, there we go. Yeah. Oh, come on.
Will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the now two meat snakes...
Okay, I wasn't expecting that, though.
...will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms. Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot.
Alright, so they be... Oh, fuck, dude. These things would be all over the Midwest. Where I live, man, these bitches would be all over the Midwest where I live. You can see a bit of them in Mexico, some Florida. God, I can't believe there's actually a good reason to be in Canada, because they're not really in Canada. I don't know whereabouts in Australia Niet lives, but it looks like... I was going to say you can be fun, but to be fair, these probably are not even the most dangerous thing in Australia. Like, even of regular shit that lives just naturally here on Earth nowadays, these wouldn't even be the most dangerous thing in Australia. Madagascar's fucked. Madagascar's absolutely fucked. India. Oh, man, I bet there's a lot of decaying shit they can eat in India. Yeah, only moderate temperature climate shows everywhere except the Arctic and a few deserts. But to be fair, like, even the areas that are, yeah, look at this right here, like, right, we got the desert here. Obviously, there's none. There are very few in Canada, very few in bottom of South America. Would this be like, I think Chile comes down here.
Not too cold. Their population depends entirely.
All right, photographed by Sioxide_M. That's a new name. We'll have to remember that one. That's a new name. This looks like it's somewhere in the UK. If I had to wager a guess, this is some sort of European town.
On the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat
Peru,
snakes.
yeah, Peru, thank you.
Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion.
Yeah, but hold on. Meat snakes keep growing the more they eat. So if we keep using these bitches to dispose of meat, they're just going to keep getting bigger. Like, where, that's... Say that guy's arm's too long? Yeah, it is. This doesn't seem like a good plan long term. If we just keep feeding them, we just keep eating them over and over to get rid of our wasteful meat.
Preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield.
See, I brought up roadkill earlier. Yeah, man, whose job is that in the fucking army? To be like the meat snake handler.
To dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame.
Photographed by Sioxide_M. They're tame? Bro, look at this. Is a Resident Evil 3 boss.
Not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall, meats.
Alright, that's pretty metal. That's pretty metal. Like, the way it's got the fucking skull and shit, that's pretty fucking metal.
Snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way
I'm gonna
of
hate the
sustaining
next one.
itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell. Our next creature is the mimic.
You're right, I don't like the next one. Just by the... I see the silhouette of a man and the fact that it's called a mimic. You're right. I already don't like this. But it looks like it's doing a thing. Alright, is it gonna... What the fuck? Alright, give me a sec. I'm checking for any sort of hidden... Alright, there's something there. I have no idea what that is. Alright, after being stranded at sea, the young prince eventually was cast to an island. Injured, the prince stumbled his way into a nearby cave. Prince used the magic he could... Wait, the magic... What magic he could to put himself into a healing sleep. And then... Alright, so let's go back a bit.
Our next creature is the mimic. The mimic. The mimic is a bipedal.
Alright, mimic anatomy. Coating of a... something membrane. Does that say memorizing? Mirroring? Slightly taller than average person. Alright, slightly taller than average person. Mouth contains entirely... Then I can't read that. Alright, these things, I won't lie, these look pretty cool. These things look pretty fucking cool. This is some Resident Evil shit. I'm all in.
Creature with uncanny
Yeah, it does look like the
similarities
Rake, you're
to
right.
Humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile.
Alright. Mouth contains almost entirely incisors with a few, what, canines that probably supposed to be? And, primitive, whatever the... I also have a tooth. I just don't remember what it's called. Premolars, maybe? Premolars? Okay, how aggressive are these motherfuckers? How, because so far they're like, okay, the trimmings, they're fine. You can step on them. People keep them as pets. Like, they're nothing. The snakes, the meat snakes weren't even aggressive, dude. Meat snakes weren't aggressive. People keep them as fucking pets. Not even as pets. They put them in zoos. The army uses them to dispose of dead bodies. Butchers use them. Man, I wonder how much you would buy a fucking meat snake for. But there ain't no way this thing isn't aggressive. There's no way.
Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped. The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back.
Okay.
This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole. A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
And there it is. That's where I figured it was going. That's where I figured it was going. This thing fucking eats people. Awesome. I don't like the fact the music stopped. I'm gonna be real, guy. I don't like the fact that the music stopped.
Because of this, they are found
Whoa, that was so
solely-
abrupt. Hold on. Was there anything there I could have missed? No, it just hard cuts and the music comes back. What the fuck?
Because of this, they are found solely around human.
Alright, so... Alright, coolio. I wouldn't have to deal with these guys too much. You know, Midwest right here. This is the darkest spot. Bro, Florida sucks. Why the fuck does Florida look like that? Yeah, almost none in the Amazon. Almost none in Australia, even the populated regions. Yeah, in India, dude, India gets the worst of this shit. India and China, Japan. What the fuck is this up here? You know what? I don't care.
Populated areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek.
You know, somehow this is less creepy than the trimmer. Like, something about it being... I guess my prejudice against fat people extends to these horrors beyond my comprehension. Because somehow this looks less worse than the trimming. Like, I'm not gonna say it's cute by any means. I definitely would not want to encounter this just like while I'm out on an evening stroll. But this is not as bad as the trimming.
And only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning.
Okay, so wait. Oh, no, hold on. Well, first of all, I don't like that at all. I wasn't expecting that. But you're telling me that this middle one isn't even its final form?
It will resemble the
Then what the fuck does tier 3 of these bitches look like?
description mentioned in the beginning. It's
Mimic locked inside home after owner escaped. Photographed by Shanzi guy. Wow. Dude just up and pieced out of his own fucking house. Like, I would too. I ain't fighting that bitch off. Fuck that. Like, aside from the light of the computer and my ring light and whatnot, all lights are off in my apartment right now. I can, from where I'm sitting, I can gaze right over here and see the fucking mirror. Like see the mirror on the opposite side of the room. But it's askewed, so I can't quite see myself. But, like, if there was... I'm going to be, like, checking that mirror for movement and shit, dude. Stay my ground. Mimics only hurt you if you show weakness. I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Like I said, this is all new to me.
hunting style changes.
Also, by the way, this dude didn't miss out on much. It just occurred to me. I'm looking at this photograph. He took this picture. Dude got no furniture. No pictures on his wall. Dude lives a sad... You should just let the mimic take you, bro. You don't have any pictures on your wall. You got no loved ones, no family. I don't see a fucking couch or a TV. Homie lived a sad existence. He should let the mimic take him.
Then becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on
Mimic locked at home after owner escaped. Okay, so the same. I guess there's a little bit of furniture.
humans. It will locate human populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may...
See, okay, he's about to explain how it blends in. Good, because I'm like, man, if we know about these things, and they gravitate towards, like, cities, I imagine there's, like, patrols that are just out. It's their job to take care of the mimic population. Like, oh, there's one, snipe it from afar or something. There's no way these things just randomly make it into the biggest, most populated cities and start feasting on bitches.
They use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture.
Mannequins? What? And they're intelligent enough to know how to wear clothes? It shouldn't matter, dude. Look, that thing got a fucking monstrous mugshot. I don't care what you're wearing, dude. People are gonna know you're a mimic.
Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin.
Whoa, wait, what? What is this?
Advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption.
Execute and immediately begin consumption. Alright, what is the method for execution?
Once the mimic has had
Alright.
its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal.
Stationary mimic found outside of town, presumably digesting last night's meal. Photographed by, okay, Spite of Artemis. That's a returning name as well. Spite of Artemis took photos of the, what was it, the trimmers earlier. So I wonder if Spite of Artemis and these people, I wonder if they're all part of the same team. I wonder if they're all part of like the same research team or something.
Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves. Once a human
Was that a knocking sensation I heard?
sounds to either lure or startle prey in.
Alright. That was good. That was clever. I won't lie. I couldn't tell if that was like in the game or if that was a knock on my own wall. Game in the video. That was well done.
To cornering themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Whoa, hold on. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
It will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Alright, now before we go into that footage, is there anything in... It doesn't seem like it. Alright, let's get in the footage then. I'm locked in, boys. Let's go. But what are you doing? Like, search for a way out. What is going on here? Also, it's your house. Turn your fucking light off. You should know how to get around. Oh. Oh, I don't like that eye. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. I gotta see that again. Hold on. We gotta see that again. Yo. That is... That's gnarly. That's gnarly. Nope, pause. There we go. Okay, I will say, they said its teeth are mostly incisors. I think... I mean, I ain't gonna judge. This is clearly like some... They have a limited budget, but even so... Oh, that is gnarly. Look at that. Alright. I want to see the attack one more time.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being.
What? Yo, that is busted. That is some busted game mechanics, Vivi. Do they have human-like intelligence? Are they able to talk and stuff? They grow skin?
It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively. The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in less.
Wait, if it receives an overabundance of food, does that mean like it's feasting on so many people so fast that before it just forgoes the human evolution thing? Like, oh, it just ate an entire village of 36 women, children, and fathers. And so it's like, it's not even going to bother turning into a human. It will just go all fucking hulked out. Okay. Okay, that's, I got it. Cool. Elder Mimic Anatomy. So it says protection and something mobility. Can't read that. I can tell this says death. Death lime? Yeah, I can't tell what that says, unfortunately.
Length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes. This excludes the face.
Elder Mimic photographed by, okay, Matthias, however you say that. That's new. Alright, so it's about the size of an outhouse. Who the fuck has an outhouse nowadays?
Which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat.
Alright, teeth line, back of the throat, used to pull meat down while also shredding it as it progresses downward. Okay, so it works like a fucking cheese grater, effectively. Nice.
Its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet. Because of the obvious threat this...
At this point, I don't know what would be worse, though. Living in the city or living in the rural area. Because, like, if you're in the city, okay, odds are you've got protection. People know about the mimics. It's probably like a city guard, stuff like that. They fight these bitches off. Sometimes they sneak through. They eat people, whatever. But, like, they don't seem... Like, if they were super difficult to deal with, there'd be a proliferation of these. Humans would already be gone. Clearly we're not. So regular mimics ain't really that big of a deal. But you live out in the fucking rural, dude. You live out in the rural. You live out in the woods. And, like, these dudes are all dark. You won't see them. You go out, like, you get up early in the morning if you're a farmer to feed your fucking cattle. And next thing you know, you're dead because there's an elder mimic out there. I'm actually thinking that rural is worse than city.
Poses on humanity. Nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2. If you encounter a
Dude, nah. I've worked some jobs, man. I've worked some jobs where it's like, I'd be like, yo, I'm calling in. There's a bunch of, there's been a bunch of mimic sightings in my neighborhood. We need to stay locked down. And the job would be like, sorry, we're short-staffed. You still got to come in today. It's like, homie, what? Dude, I love capitalism, but goddamn.
Stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities. 3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4.
So they don't want to, so they're lazy. Like, I'll let this one get away. I'll just get another.
In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack. Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in time.
Wait, so these things are bulletproof too? Yeah, exactly, Marty. Hey guys, watch me get eaten. Like, your advice is to curl up into the fetal position and just accept the sweet embrace of death as your jugular is ripped from your throat? That's horrible advice. That's horrible advice. And these motherfuckers are bulletproof. They're literally just Wendigos. These motherfuckers are literally just Wendigos.
Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks. 6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey and will move on.
No. These things are so smart as you claim they are. Like, they put on human clothes to try and fool humans. You would think they'd be like, oh, humans like hiding under beds.
Be safe and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs. Next up, the harvester.
Hold on. Nope, there was something there. We going back. What? Come on, this can't be shit compared to a mimic. This can't be shit compared to a mimic. A harvester? Fuck that. All right. The prince's sleep was long. He slept for what seemed like forever. As he slept, the land around him changed and grew. It was unrecognizable from the prince first when the prince first arrived. But the sleep still needed time to heal the prince. Much more time. Kept the prince safe while he rested, guarding him from the elements, and the land changed.
The harvester. The harvester is a large...
Alright, something glands. No, Vivi, I can't see. You're standing right in front of the TV. Yes, yeah. Shoo. Yeah. Go, you're fucking my camera now. Get. Fucking cat. Yeah, it might be venom glands. You're right, venom glands. And, yeah, I can tell you all right now, all this is too small.
Bulbous mass, with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base. The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter.
Yeah, see, no, I'm not... Compared to a mimic, this looks like it could be annoying and gross looking.
The tendrils, on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters.
Oh, okay. That changes things a bit. This artistic rendition does not exactly give us a proper scale. It's like, oh yeah, it's like 9 foot, but fucking 500 feet of roots.
In diameter horizontally. The harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows
photographing
in a
by
unique and deadly
Anonymous.
way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with 2...
Alright, large tendrils equipped with 2 venoms, a neurotoxin and or anticoagulant to effectively catch prey. Smaller tendrils are tough, useful maybe, or used to dig through dirt and breaking apart tissue. Organic. See, this one's nutrients. Yeah, I can't tell. Damn.
Types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface.
Mimic is properly tiered as the least dangerous Vita Carnis, ahead of trimming meats, which don't count. That's the least... the Mimic is the least dangerous of the dangerous ones?
These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected.
So what? It spider bites you, dude. Like, spiders, like, shit gets caught in the web, the spider bites it, it gets paralyzed, and they, like, wrap it up and feast on it and shit. Is that what this does?
Get into, causing sudden paralysis. The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting.
So then you bleed out. Like, you get paralyzed, and then you bleed out. Never mind, I'm starting to understand. Yeah, I might rather take my chances with the Mimic. Like, this seems easier to avoid, to be fair. This seems way easier to avoid. But if you do get caught, bro, this seems like it is a way worse way to go. Way worse way to go.
Whenever a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has
Yeah, but it's too late. You paralyzed, bro. Thrash all you want. You're about to be paralyzed, son. You are straight up a fucking deer version of Christopher Reeve.
Injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss. Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped ones. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share
only if you know the orb is there, because if it's dense brush, you're going inside its range before you can see it. Yeah, again, that thing has a 500-foot on average diameter. 500-foot, diameter that it could fuck you up in. Kind of like marriage. Thank you.
Similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood, and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the...
Oh, and it pulls you underground? Like, I know I've been saying trimmers instead of trimmings by accident, but this is straight up like trimmers, dude. Like that car, like the family gets in the car, and then you just see, like, it pulls it sinks below, and the headlights are all shining up. Y'all remember that scene? In Vita Carnis world, you can't go to national parks or you dead. No shit, dude. Dude, there's something about the idea of, like, being buried. Like, just being sucked under the ground, that the weight, oh man, the pressure. I don't like that.
Body underground. Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps.
Yeah, exactly, Goodwin.
The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital organs and...
Alright, Alistair's Angel, that's a new one. Alistair's Angel's a new one.
The venom...
Yo, he's really close to that motherfucker, though. Why would you take a photo from so close when you know what they're capable of? Do they have ways of, like, tracking where these would be? Where like, their tendrils and stuff would be? You said it's probably dead? I mean, it looks pretty... Everything else in here is dead. This looks pretty alive by comparison.
That pump into the spines. The nutrients
catch you later, Kyle.
Converted into usable energy. The remains underground decompose, providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals. A strange behavior the harvester displays as its choice.
So maybe that actually is a dead one. That makes sense that last one, the one from the picture, was a dead one, because everything around here is dead. There's no incredible growth, so it's not been getting any food, any nutrients. The stuff hasn't broken down. All right, okay. This one's a dead one. Then you're probably right.
A strange behavior the harvester displays as its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens.
Thank God the birds are safe. That's all that matters to me, that the birds are safe.
1. It could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing. Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous. The harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere and woodland forests.
Interesting. I wonder why that... I mean, I would imagine, like I know some of these areas in the U.S., have evergreen forest, so it doesn't matter if it's winter or not. Like, forests still They grow, they bloom, they still, you know, photosynthesis, they're still green. So it makes sense that they would live in areas like that. Can't say I know too terribly much about Europe and Russia and China and them. I don't really give a fuck. But, like, from what I know about America, that makes sense. Yeah, fuck us, right, Ball? Fuck us. This is right in our neck of the woods.
If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of
Fair enough,
helping,
Michael.
being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% positive.
Oh, hold on. There was... I saw that.
There is no cure, and fatality is 100% positive.
Alright. Family attacked by a harvester while hiking. Authorities refuse to handle a harvester, only putting up warning signs and addressing the public to be more careful. Sounds about like fucking Midwestern cops. Yeah, I see the word family. I see the word her son. The moment her son. Damn. Yeah, I can't get much out of this one. Even so, dude. Yeah. NWA was right. Fuck the police.
The best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester in the first place. If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around. If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks.
Why staying close to the base of large trees or rocks? Like, do they not have the strength to pull? Like, obviously, if you can get high ground, the rock makes sense. You can get high ground. If you can climb a tree, you get high ground. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it's about the roots. It can't get sigils around probably roots. What are cop gonna do? Then be offered up with some pull. Nah, dude. If you're a cop, it's your job to take care of this shit. You go out and you kill it. Although pulled pork, because cops are pigs. I get it. Clever. I like that. Well done.
If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles.
So obviously you're going to want to discard those, I assume, because, you know, the lighter you are, the less likely it is to attack.
Gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb, and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object...
Yeah, but you say toss it towards the bulb. This shit extends 500 feet. You could be nowhere near the bulb.
lands, distracting the bulb for a moment.
It's a good plan, Goodwin.
You will then slowly begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal. Next up is the host.
The what? Hold on.
Next up is the host.
The host? The Hans? What's he saying? I mean, this looks like some tyrant shit from Resident Evil. The host. Okay, the host.
The host of influence.
Oh, shit. Nope. We're going back.
Next up is the host.
Oh, damn. This is very difficult. During a time of hardship, the critters were struggling. There was barely any food to go. I assume this was a round. They would go into gather whatever they... I got nothing. The
host of influence. The host of influence, more
Mouth slit blends into neck. Oh, it's gonna have one of these mouths that open like this. That's gross. Large appendage spike with 3 digits used like fingers, maybe?
Commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that...
Okay, so is this one of those motherfuckers, like, it'll grow out of the ground like a tree or something, and it'll, like, call for you to come into the forest and eat you? There's monsters that do that in, like, folklore and stuff, that they tell you to come to you and they lure you in. Is this stationary, so it relies on you being stupid enough to fall for it? Kansas still would. So, oh my god, does it... Goldwyn was making a joke about wonderful singing voices, but if it is stationary and has to call to you, I bet it can mimic human voices as well. I bet it can mimic human voices.
Burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body...
Alright, that's sick though, dude. That's sick. That's a fucking album cover right there.
They are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement.
Okay, allowing movement. So they're not stationary. They are able to move around.
Host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached
Based,
to a
Isaac.
crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores.
Hold on, gotta move the cat again. Dude, you were... See, stop. Fucking shit up, VB. There we go. Knocking shit over and whatnot. I don't want to kick you out the room, but I will if I have to. Cat can smell my fear.
Produced within host's body by being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs. Luckily, the host is rare, only found in North America.
Why do we get all the deadly shit? Why do we, like, we got the fucking, first of all, there's goddamn mimics all over everywhere. So it doesn't matter where you go, you ain't fucking safe. It's like, oh, whatever, mimics, they're fine. We can deal with them, even though they're fucking bulletproof, apparently. And then we got the bulbous thing, its name I already forgot. We got the bulbous shit. And now the hosts are only here? This shit gay as fuck, bro. How Africa and Australia less... The Harvester, thank you. How is Africa and Australia less dangerous than America? Yeah, home of the brave, fair enough.
Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them.
Is that how it brings you towards it? Once your brain's infected, you're just like mesmerized. You're almost like under a sort of hypnosis to want to get closer to it.
An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection, the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination.
So, literally all the effects of a hangover. And like, I've been hungover enough in my life to know that these are all effects of a hangover.
Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles.
Additional hangover stuff. Wow. Us functioning alcoholics would be fine. We know the signs. We can handle it.
If you, or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infection...
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I'm going to go back. I'm going to frame my frame to see if there's anything there. But if we're about to see someone just walk into the jowls of a fucking host, that'd be incredible.
They were previously doing and begin to walk.
All right, what's all this here then? What's this here then? Oh, okay, this is just a pothole or something. Never mind. Oh, it's sidewalk and it's covered in snow. I thought it was in black and white. Okay.
Direction.
I wasn't sure. I didn't realize it was in black and white, so. Fly to the nearest computer and post photos on social media. God damn it.
The infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly go
and it's gonna do the thing and open up the fucking mouth neck that it's got.
And remove those organs. The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps. However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal.
Okay.
If the host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location. There's scarce numbers and the hazard of being around.
Alright, both these photographed by Anonymous. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything particularly interesting we can glean from this.
On one, makes getting info about the host very daunting. All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Next, the monoliths.
Monolith? Alright, this maybe it's just me reading into it too much, like in terms of the words and whatnot, but these seem like they're gonna be massive. Like, aren't monoliths usually like giant religious architecture? How big are these gonna be? Oh yeah, am I getting it? Am I good? All right.
The monoliths.
Oh fuck! There's more print storytelling. Hold on.
Monoliths.
Yo, what the fuck? We got some moon on the water shit here. Oh, this is perfect. I could read this perfectly. Although one day the critters found the cave while searching for food, they found the prince entranced in his healing sleep. The critters were so awestruck and enchanted by the prince's magic. That's all we got. This book does look really cool though.
The monoliths. The monolith.
Hold on, what was it?
The monolith.
Vita Carnis? Okay, I thought it said golem for a sec. Pyramid, Stonehenge. Yeah, exactly. Monolith is what the Washington Monument's monolith. Yeah, exactly. Well, my point is, like usually monoliths are large. I want to make sure that I was correct and they're usually large.
The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972 in the area.
Okay, all right, cool. So we're getting somewhat of a timeline here because obviously we saw the Carn, I believe is what it was called, like the tendril things. They started showing up in the 30s. And then the graph ended in the early 50s. So I thought we were in the early 50s. Then we started seeing the housing and whatnot. I was like, no, that's too modern to be the 50s. So I thought it might be the 80s. This says the monolith showed up in 72. So, yeah, if we're somewhere between 72. Yeah, crawls started in the 30s. World War II happened. More started showing up. Oh, yeah, the crawls, not the Carn. Thank you, the crawls. All right, so we're at least somewhere after 72.
There are only 72 in the area of...
That, okay, earlier I was asking what this was because it was like, this doesn't look like something that's normally part of the map. Maybe I'm retarded, but I don't recall this island being in like a real map. Oh, it's the Hudson Bay? What? That doesn't make sense. Oh, alright, well. Yeah, no, I don't recall this little island being on any world map. I'm not saying it's not there, it's just not one that I've ever really thought about, so.
of 1972 in the area of...
No, the Great Lakes are right here. The Great Lakes are these specks right here. That's why I thought the Hudson Bay would be like over here, I thought. All those imperfections are large bodies of water. Right. I get it. Like, yeah, let me take a look real quick. One sec. All right. Let me. Open image in a new tab. Okay, no, yeah. That's fine, but what's that island then? There's not an island there on an actual map. Like, okay, fair enough. That is the Hudson Bay. You're correct, but there's not that island is not there. At least not on the map I'm looking at. Let's see. I'm gonna try a different map. Yeah, alright, so let's... So this is the Hudson Bay. But that island that he's referring to where these things come from is not on this map. Like, see, you've got that little island right there where the red dot is on. And if you look at the map of the Hudson Bay, that island doesn't exist. So that's something unique to this. Trimming covering it up. Or at least an island like that. Saskatchewan Island. There's no island in the okay, that's what I'm saying, yeah. This island is added for whatever this not creepypasta, analog horror is.
There are only 7 monoliths, all of them located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers in diameter. This ring of monoliths surrounds...
And obviously that's why they're bleeping it out, because it's not a real location. That's... Of course it's not on the map, and the government wouldn't hide it. And maybe that's part of the lore. Fair enough, maybe it's part of the lore.
The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith...
Whoa! 120 meters in height? That's insane.
Has 2 trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso. The creature...
Why are you this close to it then? Also, it doesn't say who photographed it this time. It's set for almost all the others, but this one doesn't say who photographed it.
Itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its...
Structure on the top of the body is capable of releasing large bellows of noise. And in one case, an EMP pulse can disable electronics? Dude! What are these things?
Center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity documented that the monolith...
No! They don't stand and do nothing. For one, they're burying shit into the ground. That has to be doing something. They released a goddamn EMP. They're doing something.
Monoliths have done was in... During this period, they were extremely aggressive. when the group of were making
Stop
their
it!
way to the city. The monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out.
Oh, so Spider Artemis is going all over the fucking world then. Spider Artemis, all right, hold on. He said there were 7 monoliths in a circle that was like 90-something miles. We shouldn't be able to see 3 of them this close together, realistically. Unless I'm misunderstanding, we shouldn't be able to see 3 of them this close together. There's only 7, and they're in a 90-something miles circle.
When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough top the monolith, it
What
roared
up, Melissa?
another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature. Although damaged,
All right, hold on.
it regenerated it.
No, we're going back. We're watching that again.
Were fucking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
They shot fucking rockets at these bitches and they were unscathed? Hold on, we're gonna keep going. I want to see that cool shot again. Come on. There it is. Look at that. Look at this Cthulhu-ass shit. Dude. Alright, they move a little bit. Oh, brilliant. Look at that shot. Fucking lightning coming down.
Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed and resumed.
Okay, so I guess it did do something to it. It wasn't unscathed, but they just fucking grew that shit back. The fibrous tissue, when damaged, is able to replicate, reproduce, replicate, repair. I can't tell. The handwriting is so bad. Repudiate and repair something and repair itself. Regenerate, maybe? No, that doesn't like regenerate. Maybe? So yeah, I thought it like reproduce as well. Reproduce and repair itself. All something. I can't read that. You welcome our veiny overlords?
Its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monoliths stand silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is...
Whoa, hold on. What could be worse than the monolith? Alright, well, real quick, we'll read the page, because I just saw it. I think it says they argued amongst themselves. Who is this creature? Why are they here? Are they dangerous? A drought? Something? What if this creature could be useful? Could be, wait, could use its magic to help them. It may grow food or heal sickness. They continue to argue about the prince and his magic. In the end, the majority of the critters... God, I feel like I'm reading like Atreus right now, but it's because it's impossible to see. It's not that I'm not illiterate. Critters agreed that the prince... something dangerous and should This is probably the prince is dangerous or seems dangerous and should not be meddled with. Replicate and repair. Thank you, replicate. All right, hold on. We're going back a little bit. We want to... What the fuck is going on with this here, though?
The last creature on this list is...
It's a fucking circle. The last creature on the list is the goddamn Japanese flag. Hold on. There was one other thing there. Hold on, we gotta... Okay, so it's like the PSA Earth from the beginning of the video. Is it always the same? Okay, yeah, it's the same.
The singularity.
Oh! So it's a goddamn moon! Alright, hold on. Is there a way to make this clearer? Alright, the singularity is an orb comprised of a dark... Alright, this is what he's just about to read out.
Singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of reading that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by...
Alright, they got one document from the singularity. It was probably either from Esther or from Spite of Artemis. Like, one of the people that's doing all these research, I would imagine. Yo, what the fuck? Oh yeah, ain't no way we're reading any of that.
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
Alright, well that was awesome. That was cool as shit. That was metal. There is multiple parts to this series. So we're definitely going to be revisiting this. We're definitely going to visit this as well as other analog horrors and other every Saturday. Every Saturday. This was great. I can't wait to find out more. I think next week we'll do part. So from what Serrano's was telling me, because Serrano's has been recommending this, Season 1 is 2 parts. We just watched Part 1 of Season 1. So next week we will do Part 2 of Season 1. Season 2 is still ongoing, so the week after we will probably switch to a different analog horror. But yeah, I don't have a name for this show yet. I don't have a intro theme, nothing. But basically going forward, this is the sort of stuff we will be doing on Saturday nights. No specific time slot yet, because I don't want to override Zach's too much. So I will probably start this usually around like 11:30 p.m. Central Time. That way giving at least an hour and a half of being on like Zach's show. But you know, with SCP, yeah, you know me. All in all, yeah, this is but there's no Circle of Jerks for the next couple weeks. There's no Circle of Jerks for the next couple of weeks, so I'll just be doing this right after Saturday Night Hypnosis. Just immediately following Saturday Night Hypnosis, we'll be going live doing this. And if this is the weakest part of the series, like you're saying, Serranos, that's incredible. I've got so many questions, dude. I really do. Like, the Living Meat, that Living Meat documentary is, who is that funded by? Like, obviously, it was the Living Meat research, you know, people. Is that a government organization? Are they private? was Artemis. It was Spite of Artemis and Esther. Like, are those reoccurring characters? Are they part of Living Meat? Research. I want to see more of the creatures doing stuff. This was great. This was amazing. Thank you, Pulse. I appreciate you, brother. So that being said, I guess that's all we got for this one. Which one do you think is the most terrifying? Dude. Probably the Harvester. I was talking so much shit at first after seeing the Mimic. But man, I think the Harvester. But the Mimic had the best. Oh, I don't know if the Mimic had the best footage though, because like the monolith footage was fucking dope. The monolith footage was dope. Yeah, I want to see more like that. I want to see more of the effects-driven stuff. Each Vita Carnis has an individual episode as the rest of Season 1. Oh, sweet. Sweet. Yeah, well, that's what we'll be doing next week. So, beyond that, let me go ahead and, again, I just want to shout out Jake Martin, donated 5 memberships earlier. Thank you so much, Jake. Truly appreciate it, homie. So let's get you a clip real quick, and then we'll sign off. If you're new here and if you're a member, join the Discord. Recommend analog horror stuff for me to listen to react to. So, Jake, buddy, this is for you.
Name one word that starts with G pronounced like J. Gentrification. Shoot, should have thought of that. I was just in San Francisco.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't, for obvious reasons, want to play clips during the show. That would have kind of killed the mood. But guys, this was great. Thank you so much. Let me set up a raid. We'll raid Sheepsidian. And then we'll call it for the evening. So give me one. Don't go anywhere, because we definitely want to give Sheep the raid. He a good dude. All right. Oh, wait, what? There it is. Okay. All right, we raiding Sheep. Thank you so much, everybody. Truly appreciate it. I will see you on the flip-flop. Make sure to watch for additional streams, videos. If you did not watch today's video, check it out. Make it hit hard in the algorithm. And once you get into Sheepsidian's chat, type in Leon Vital Idol Raid. Deuces.